He's one of them players that can, you know, do something out of nothing kind of thing. Like for Crystal Palace, he does that a lot, and we needed that a lot last season with him. Just remember him just destroying the right back constantly, so that's why it's him.
Welcome to Take the Crown. I am Savage Dan, and today I am joined by Chelsea's very own Conor Gallagher. Conor, I got that wrong in it. I kind of like put a Gallagher on it.
Gallagher.
You're better looking than I thought you'd be.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, you really are. What about me?
I'll
do.
You're very
okay.
good looking.
I'm okay. I'm dashing. All right, Conor, what we're going to do today is we're going to go through pieces of your career, players you've played with. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Yep.
Then I'm going to give you one of these. I'm going to give you this pen right now.
Thank you.
The answer, you write on here and you stick it here. Very simple.
Cool.
But as we go through it, we will develop an overall picture of your career so far. So the first question is, you have played with some incredible players in your time. Who is the best player in your youth that you played with?
All right. I think I know.
That's the best player you played with at academy level.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how good Phil Foden is and was.
Well,
Was he that good?
I'm saying he was. He's a joke now. But like playing with him at England, it was just like special. Just what he could do with the ball. You knew he was gonna be a top player. There was a few other names. There was Callum HUDSON-ODOI was someone who I played with at Chelsea, and I grew up with him, and he was always an incredible talent. Jadon Sancho as well. But no, I think Phil was just it was just easy. It was very natural, and you just knew he was going to be world class.
Who takes the crown for the best player that you've played against for Chelsea?
At youth as well?
At youth.
Youth.
The hardest night's work.
I think this one always sticks out. I think it's an S and not a Z.
Okay.
Angel Gomez.
Okay.
So I just put a sticker there.
Do you know what? We're going to fill these all up anyway. I like that you've done that, to be fair. Like, you've kind of given me something to aim at. Why Angel Gomez?
With him, he was always at United, I was always at Chelsea, and he was always number 10, and I was kind of like a central midfielder, so we always come up against each other, and just like some of the stuff he would do with the ball was just ridiculous. His dribbling and his skills, so hard to tackle him, and I just feel like he's a name that always sticks out, which I found it hard to play against, so that's why I went with him.
Who takes the crown for the person that inspired you the most outside of football? Could be anyone, friend, family member, celebrity, anyone.
Yeah, where should I put it?
For consistency, let's just go here. Dad. Of course.
You know, I've got three older brothers as well, and my dad. They're all the reason why I got into football, because they're all like involved in it. And Dad was just always someone who believed in me and wanted to push me forward. And he just kind of believed that I could make it, so I feel like he's definitely the man. So.
You spent a year on loan at Palace. Who was the player that you most enjoyed playing with there?
There is a few, so
try and narrow it down.
I'm going to say this guy just because of how exciting he was to all the fans as well.
Okay. Electric, yeah, let's go up here.
Yeah.
What a player.
He was in the academy with Chelsea when we were younger, and he was always like 2 years below me, so I never really knew what he was like. So I didn't really know what to expect when he came to Palace, but he was just so exciting, even to play with. Like, he would give the ball to his feet and you would kind of expect him to go and do something magic. And I feel like he's just got such a bright future, and yeah, it's just a joy to play with.
Who takes the crown as the player within football, or the person within football, that has inspired you the most?
All right. So anyone within football?
It could be anybody. It could be a coach, it could be a manager, it could be a player. Super Frank.
Super Frank. I've said it before, he's just someone that I always looked up to, being a Chelsea fan and a midfielder, and what he'd done for Chelsea. I don't need to say too much, like he was, you know, amazing and someone that every young footballer looked up to, so he's definitely that person to me for sure.
I modelled my game on him.
You did as well?
Modelled my entire game on that man.
Yeah.
My Twitter was even Frank Lampard Jr.
Yeah.
That was who I was. I wanted to be Frank so bad. And obviously a huge reason of why, you know, the academy did so well and all the players that broke through, including yourself. Who takes the crown as the best player you've played against in the Youth Champions League?
Okay.
Been in a few of those.
Yeah, I've been in that a couple of years. Ansu Fati.
What team is he at?
He was at Barcelona.
Midfielder?
Yeah, he was on the wing. But there was a few Barcelona players when we played them that they were a joke. Like, it was like, you know how their first team was like a few years back. That's how it was like to play against their youth Champions League team as well. And I remember we lost like 3-0 in the semis or final. And he scored a couple of goals, and he must have been like 15 or 16 at the time when we were like 18, 19. So he's someone that definitely sticks out.
Who takes the crown as the first player to give you a proper test in training? So as soon as you got to the first team and you realised that you're coming up from the PL2 into the first team, who was the one? Is it that competitive at training?
Yeah, it is very competitive. Yeah, it's very high standards. I'll say this guy. Where should I put it?
Let's go up here.
Yeah, he's just, I feel like he's very underrated.
Yeah.
He's not very nice to play against in terms of how sharp he is and like how nippy and like kind of aggressive he is as well. And he's someone that, you know, you watch train and you think like that's the level, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he's that man.
Who takes the crown as the best performance you've ever seen whilst being on the same team as them?
Any, like, can be youth or anything?
It can be youth, but let's go first team.
Okay.
Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah.
What a player. And he's the type of player that obviously grabs the game by the scruff of his neck.
He's one of them players that can, you know, do something out of nothing kind of thing. Yeah. Like for Crystal Palace, he does that a lot, and we needed that a lot last season with him. And he scored very important goals. The performance that sticks out to me was the one against Tottenham. We won 3-0 at home. I can't remember if he scored or not, but I just remember him just destroying the right back constantly. So that sticks out to my head. So yeah, that's why it's him.
Who takes the crown as the first real test as a first team professional?
Okay. The first test?
The first one. Your first tough night.
This is early doors.
Yeah.
Like, this when I was at Charlton. Hogg. I'm trying to think of his first name.
What do you remember about that game and that player?
So I was just a youngster. I was at Charlton. I scored a few goals, so I was getting confident. So it was only probably 10 games in or so in the season. I've got like 4 or 5 goals. I'm buzzing. I think I'm good at this time. But then this geezer just was pressing me like mad. Like, I remember I was playing a little bit deeper for that game, and I lost the ball like 2 or 3 times because he was just pressing me, being aggressive.
We're now into the quick fires.
I'll write it down quickly.
Still write it down quickly, but I need you to think quickly.
Okay.
Who takes the crown as the best singer at Chelsea?
Singer. Does he have to play there now?
You're buying yourself time. You're buying yourself time. Who's the best you've ever seen, the best singer at the club?
Let's say this guy.
Cucurella?
Cucurella.
No way, you just got there.
You can say I've just got there as well. You got to remember
I suppose.
There was a few initiations the other night, and his one was just, I thought, very good. I thought he went for it, and I was impressed, so that's why I went with him.
Who takes the crown as the smartest player And I'm not even going to talk footballing wise. Let's talk academically. Who strikes you as just the sharpest knife in the drawer at Chelsea?
I don't know, but this is who I think it would be.
Kepa.
He just seems like he's very intelligent. It just looks like a guy, doesn't he?
Who takes the crown as the funniest player at Chelsea? Chile.
Yeah, I think so. He's funny, he says some funny stuff.
Prankster.
Yeah, he's always
Finally.
smiling and joking.
Finally, who is the strongest?
This is easier.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's like an ox. He's so strong.
There's actually a few, but just because I grew up with him and I know what he's like. He obviously got a few others, but he's just a beast, just powerful and strong, and just you can't get the ball off him, to be honest.
Well, we've done this a little bit back to front.
Yeah,
it's interesting. We can't really put a storyboard together, but we've got some good names. We've got Phil Foden, obviously a ridiculous talent. Kovacic, I think that was the player that gave you the hardest time in training.
Yeah.
Frank, the inspiration. Some big names. None bigger than Dad, the inspiration. But this is it. This is your story so far. This is who takes the crown in these said aspects of your career.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more to do, so we'll finish this off next time when we're here.
All right, cool.
All right? It's been
you.
a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Stay locked to JD.